Hello students, hope so you have written the notes up to the chapter aldehydes and ketones and also written answers to all the assignment questions. Now the next class of organic compounds are carboxylic acids. Carboxylic acids are the organic compounds containing COOH functional group. That COOH functional group is called as carboxyl group. Carboxyl stands for COOH group. Now here the carboxyl group COOH, if you look to the general formula of the carboxylic acid, RC double bond OH, contains a carbonyl group and a hydroxyl group. So carbo from carbonyl group, XYL from hydroxyl ending together forms the COOH carboxyl group. The carboxylic acids containing one carboxylic group COOH group in a molecule are called as monocarboxylic acids. Now monocarboxylic acids are represented by the general formula RCOOH, where R is either hydrogen or alkyl or aryl group. R can be either H or alkyl or aryl group. So this is regarding the introductory part about the carboxylic acids. Now let us move to the nomenclature of carboxylic acids. As you all know students, there are two systems of naming, the common system and the IUPAC system. Now the common names of the carboxylic acids are usually derived from Latin or Greek word, which indicates the original source of the acid. For example, if you take the first member HCOOH, where in the general formula RCOOH replace R by H, the first member is called as formic acid in the common system because it was obtained from red ants. In Latin, formicus means ants. Similarly, the next member, acetic acid, replace R by CH3 in the general formula RCOOH. Acetic acid CH3COOH derived its name from vinegar because in Latin acetum means vinegar. So in this way the common names are derived either from Greek or Latin, which indicate the original source of the acid. Coming to the IUPAC system. Now, if you take the general IUPAC name of aliphatic monocarboxylic acids, aliphatic monocarboxylic acid. Yes, so aliphatic monocarboxylic acids are named as, look to the general IUPAC name there, alkanoic acid. So OIC acid replaces the alphabet E of alkane. So E of alkane is replaced by OIC acid to get the general IUPAC name of aliphatic monocarboxylic acids as alkanoic acid. Now let us look to a few examples. The first member HCOOH. In the common system it is called as formic acid. Yes. The alkane having one carbon is methane. Right? So you should replace E by OIC acid. Therefore, you will get IUPAC name as methanoic acid. OIC acid. Yes. Next member. Add a methylene group. You will get the next member CH3COOH, which is called as acetic acid in the common system. Now this acetic acid contains two carbon atoms. The corresponding alkane having two carbon atoms is ethane. So therefore, the IUPAC name will be ethanoic acid. Next member, add another methylene group. Yes, you will get CH3CH2COOH. The common name is propionic acid. And yes, the common name of the compound CH3CH2COOH is propionic acid. And the IUPAC name will be propanoic acid because the alkane having three carbon atoms is propanoic acid. A slight correction to be made here. It is propanoic acid. It is to be made as propanoic acid. This is butanoic acid. Yes. The next member, if you look there, add another methylene group CH3, CH2, CH2, COOH. N-butyric acid straight chain compound. IUPAC name is butanoic acid. And with the same formula, another structure is possible with isopropyl group CH3, CH, CH3, COOH. So this is called as isobutyric acid. Butyric acid is found in butter, students, remember. Now coming to the IUPAC name, parent chain, 1, 2, 3 carbon atoms. To the second carbon atom there is a methyl group. So it is, the prefix will be 2-methyl. 2-methyl propanoic acid. 2-methyl propanoic acid will be the IUPAC name. So these are a few examples of monocarboxylic acids. Now coming to the methods of preparation of monocarboxylic acids in particular, the first method of preparation is from primary alcohols. I hope you all remember the general formula of a primary alcohol, RCH2. OH is a primary alcohol. Primary alcohols on oxidation, when they are subjected to oxidation using strong oxidizing agent like acidified potassium permanganate, or even you can use acidified potassium dichromate, or even chromium trioxide. CrO3 is chromium trioxide in acidic media can be used as the oxidizing agent. Now CH2, that is H2 is removed, oxygen is added, so that you will get the product as RCOOH, and byproduct H2O. You will get carboxylic acid as the product. One particular example mentioned to you all. Look here, I have written the carbon chain in the short form CH3, CH2 8 times CH2OH. In all there are 10 carbon atoms with the principal functional group here, it is OH. So it is 1 decanol. 1 decanol on subjecting to oxidation with chromium trioxide in acidic media like sulfuric acid. That is CH2OH will be replaced by COOH, and the product obtained will have 10 carbon atoms once again, and the name will be decanoic acid. So this is the first method. Now the second method is from alkyl benzene. Alkyl benzene, or the best example is toluene. Aromatic carboxylic acids are obtained from this particular method. So that you will subject oxidation, vigorous oxidation of alkyl benzene, for example toluene, with alkaline potassium permanganate, KMNO4 in alkali like potassium hydroxide, KOH, and this will be followed by acidification with dilute hydrochloric acid, so that you will end up with the product as the aromatic carboxylic acid, benzoic acid, C6H5COOH. The methyl group of toluene is forming potassium salt of the corresponding carboxylic acid, COOK, in the presence of KOH and KMNO4, alkaline potassium permanganate, and further on acidification, K plus is replaced by H plus when you use dilute HCl. There is elimination of KCl minus KCl, and you will get the aromatic carboxylic acid as benzoic acid. Now this is the second method of preparation. Now the next method of preparation is from nitriles and amides. I hope you all remember the general formula of an alkane nitrile. RC triple bond N is an alkane nitrile. Alkane nitrile on hydrolysis are converted, that is H2O, either in the presence of acid or alkaline media. On heating, you will get an amide, RC double bond O NH2, that is C triple bond N. Across C triple bond N, addition of H plus and OH minus takes place, so that you will get RC double bond O NH2. An acidamide is formed, and this acidamide in the second step reacts with another molecule of water. Yes, acetamide will give you, on heating, the corresponding carboxylic acid with the elimination of ammonia gas, NH3. Now both the steps can be clubbed together and written in a single step by taking 2 molecules of water. For example, CH3C triple bond N is ethane nitrile. Ethane nitrile on hydrolysis 2H2O. Directly I have taken 2 molecules of water here. In presence of H plus or OH minus, you will get the corresponding carboxylic acid as CH3COOH, which is nothing but ethanoic acid with the liberation of ammonia gas. Now coming to the next method of preparation, which is from Grignard reagents, an important method, students, from Grignard reagents. Yes. As you all know, alkyl magnesium halides are called as Grignard reagents with the general formula RMgX. So these Grignard reagents react with carbon dioxide, in particular it is dry ice. So to form an addition product, just look there, the carbonyl group, as it is polar, it forms C plus O minus. R minus forms bond with C plus, and you will get an addition compound having the formula RC double bond OMgX. Now this addition product is subjected to hydrolysis. Splits, OMg bond splits here, H plus is added here, OH on the other side, so that you will get RCOOH, and here it will be magnesium hydroxy halide. If you take one particular example of CH3MgI, now this is called as methyl magnesium iodide, reacts with dry ice or carbon dioxide. CH3 forms bond with the carbon, and here O minus picks up MgI, and you will get unstable addition product, which is shown in square brackets. CH3 C double bond O minus MgI. On hydrolysis, here H adds, on the other side OH, so that you will get CH3COOH, that is ethanoic acid, and here it is MgOHI, which is called as magnesium hydroxy iodide. The next method of preparation is from acyl halides and even anhydrides. If you take acid chlorides, on hydrolysis with water, simple hydrolysis with water, RC double bond OCl is an acyl chloride. General formula, if you subject it to hydrolysis with water, you will get the corresponding carboxylic acid RCOOH and HCl. If you take alkaline medium OH minus, carboxylate anion is formed, which on hydrolysis will give you the corresponding carboxylic acids. If you take anhydride, as I have already told, an anhydride is obtained by the elimination of one water molecule from 2 molecules of the carboxylic acid. The general formula is RCO twice O. On hydrolysis, 2 molecules of the corresponding carboxylic acid will be formed. So this is from acyl halides and anhydrides. And the last method of preparation is from esters. So from esters, you will have to do once again the acid hydrolysis. One example which is taken here is that of C6H5COOC2H5, which is called as ethyl benzoate. Ethyl benzoate on acid hydrolysis, H3O plus, forms benzoic acid C6H5COOH with the elimination of the alcohol ethanol as the byproduct C2H5OH. So this is from esters, one particular example which I have taken. Now these are the different methods of preparation of carboxylic acids. Moving to the physical properties. The first 3 members are colorless, pungent smelling liquids. Between C4 and C9, the carboxylic acids are oily liquids, and carboxylic acids having greater than 10 carbon atoms are colorless solids. Lower members are soluble in water, as you all know, because of the ability to form intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Especially dimeric structures are obtained, whereas higher members are insoluble in water but soluble in organic solvents. So these are the different physical properties So what remains is the chemical properties of carboxylic acids, which I will discuss in the next class. Hope so. The methods of preparation and physical properties are clear. I will continue in the next class. Thank you.